guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. If this is your first time here, please subscribe. So today I am going to speak about my Russian experience and the things that I found different in Russia as compared to what I was used to in Kenya. So when I came to Russia, I realized actually here everybody speaks Russian, and very few people speak English, like maybe in the cities. Very few people speak English, and the other language that is spoken here is German and French. Yeah, I think those are and also Chinese, because you in Russia, if you have come to Russia before, I'm sure you have seen like so many Chinese looking people, but they're not really Chinese. They are called Yakutians. They are mostly from the east side of Russia, and they speak Russian like any other Russian. So yeah, the main language here is Russian. The in the shops things are written in Russian. So if you don't like understand what you're buying, I mean, it might be terrible, because for me at first time when I was going to the shops, it was really hard for me to like get the right products. I was always buying the wrong products because I couldn't read. So I had to learn how to speak Russian, and I speak a little Russian. I also write. I can write like Russian fluently, but speaking is a little bit of a challenge. I'm still learning. Some of the things I noticed the first time I came here was that Russians don't show emotions, like they don't smile. And it's not because they are like sad people. No, they're not. It's just that they don't show their emotions on the street. But once you like open up and start talking to them, they are very warm and open, and they are very fun. So of course, also being a foreigner, it is hard for someone to just like stop you and start talking to you, because they don't know how you will receive it. So they might like shy away from talking to you as a foreigner. Another thing that I was asked about Russia is if there's racism. Honestly speaking, ever since I came here, I have never had a like an experience of racism or someone calling me names. Honestly, I have never had that. And okay, at first there was a little experience I had where I met some teenagers and they called me negro. So negro is like is close to the word nigger. But when they call you like that, it's not that they are insulting you. Negro is like word to mean someone from African descent, like a black person, literally. So I wondered why they would call me like they'll say hey negro, like and then the next thing they say like hello, how are you, and with a smile. So I was wondering, why would you call me nigger, and then like after the insult, try to be friendly with me? It's insulting. So I had to go and ask from my teacher and also my husband, who confirmed to me that actually the word negro doesn't mean that they are calling you nigger. It's not like insult for them. It's just a word in their language to mean a black person. So I think because the word nigger in the States has been always like, if a white person calls a black person nigger, it's a big issue. So most of the time they will just like say like hey lady, like девушка, or they will just call you черный, like black, which I'm black. I'm proud to be African. I'm black. So for me, I don't take it as an insult. Maybe there are people who might take it as an insult, but for me it's not an insult. It's a fact. It's a reality. I'm an African, a person of an African descent, and so yeah, for me it's not a big deal. They are very warm and they are fun. They are really interesting people, and they are also well read. Like they have really a lot of information. Like they really read a lot, like history, about politics, about what is happening around the world. And if you meet like Russians on the street, most of them are really well read. I had a friend who was like a student who was studying English, and she had done chemical engineer, no, nuclear engineering, and she looked very simple, like any ordinary person. So I was very surprised when she talked about it so humbly, because in my country, if you did something like that, it would be a big deal. You'd be like, a special person. It's quite different. So for me, it was really interesting to find someone who is very simple and did not really like take it as a big deal. So they're really well read. The women are very beautiful because they really make a point of looking good and like going to the gym despite their age. You meet a woman who is about 70 years old and she's like dressing probably same kind of dress you are dressing, or looking good with some nice fashionable shoes. So here age really doesn't matter because people make a point of looking good. Excuse me. Here, buddy. Here, buddy. Yeah, good boy. Um, Another thing is that when you invite a Russian to a party, please don't mind my son. Oh my, I think we have to take a break and take care of this problem. Oh, bless you. Well, so I was talking about that, like party, inviting people to your party. So if you invite friends to your party, you have to take care of the budget. Maybe the only thing you can ask them to do is maybe come with some maybe drinks or salads, because salad is like a main thing here. Food, like there's no food without salad. And sometimes you'd go to a party and the main thing is just salad, like different kinds of salad. So by the time you finish eating, you're full of salads. So it's like they really take healthy eating seriously, and the foods are quite nice. As much as it is salad, it is really nice. You'd have for like people who don't take meat, and for those who eat meat. So you'll have like options if you are quite serious about maybe not taking meat. They love to go to theaters, especially in the evenings. You'd like on Fridays mostly. There's always like a play at the theaters. Also concerts, especially in summer. They have concerts. They will hold concerts um for teenagers. Concerts for just to enjoy music for different age. So it's like it's really fun, especially in the summer here. People try to optimize on enjoying the summer here. We also have something called town birthday, like the day the town started. Danny, quiet. The day the town started. So they will like celebrate it like a birthday, and people will be going out to do like barbecue and meet up at the town square, where there will be music, and people will be showing like different things where you can buy if you want to buy souvenirs and stuff like that. So they have town birthdays, and each town has like a different day, and it's mostly celebrated in summer season. Another thing is that they love to travel, especially to Thailand, Turkey, Egypt, and some go to Italy and France. But if you meet a Russian, like 1 out of 3 Russians has traveled to Thailand or Egypt or Turkey. Those are the 3 main places Russians love to visit. Most of them don't know much about African countries because they have not traveled much to African countries, and also there's like little like information about Africa. So like when I was in the school, and of course I was interacting with kids and also teenagers and grown-ups, and they would really ask me a lot of questions about my country, like how is it there, so how do people live, how do people survive, are there like tsunamis and like deaths all the time, and like disasters and stuff like that. And I was really shocked, but I cannot blame them. It's because there's really almost no information that, or like there's little education they get about African countries from their schools. So Dada, quiet, mommy's busy. So they really don't like know much. It's from ignorance, not that they know, and like they're trying to piss you off when they ask these questions. So every time I had it was now my chance to use it to, like, not really market, but talk about my country, like our culture and things we do, how we dress, how we view things differently. And for them it was very surprising, like even when I would show them photos of Nairobi, they would be like so surprised that, oh wow, it's actually a beautiful city, it's actually a beautiful place. So it's just the information that's out there is little for them to know more about African countries. And sometimes I'm always walking outside alone with the baby, and I have never had like a bad experience. Like, people want to take photos with you, people want to touch your hair, like it's interesting, but not really like try to make you feel less comfortable or try to make you feel less of a human being. No, it doesn't happen here in Russia. Not, honestly, not. Maybe in the big cities, I don't know, but here, no, I have not experienced that. Another thing is that most of them, most of the people prefer walking in towns, because if it's a town, it's small, or if they have to use like public transport, it's not like in Kenya, because here the transport system is just quiet, and quite organized. Unlike back in Nairobi, where you meet crazy conductors who are always hanging and like trying to swing from the doors and do some crazy things, and the music is loud in the vehicles and the buses, and it's just crazy. And mostly it's young people you'd see in these very noisy buses. Actually, my husband was very surprised. Like, he thought that this was really interesting for him to see someone like hanging while the vehicle was moving, and there's too much noise, and like people were really comfortable with that. So to him it was really surprising. Oh well, but here it's very quiet, and very few people use public transport unless they have to. Most people prefer walking, and walking means if you have to go for a walk, also they go in the evening mostly. Like, they make a point of going to go for a walk. Another thing